Hey there, welcome back to Whiskey and Wit. I'm Whitney, and today's video is going to be something I've never done on my channel before, which I think is really exciting. I'm going to attempt a Dollar Tree mesh loopy wreath. I don't think it's going to be too crazy, but I've never done one before, so come along with me and let's try it out.
So let's talk supplies. For this I used a truck sign, the carrots, an 18-inch wreath form, their standard is 14 inches, blue, white, and purple deco mesh, some pipe cleaners, and then optionally I grabbed a wood plaque, which you'll see later. So I went through and prepped my supplies. I cut all my pipe cleaners in half. Then I cut the deco mesh into 9-inch long pieces. You don't have to be too precise about it, but that's approximate.
So I cut everything purple, blue, and white, and now we're going to assemble the pieces that we're then going to hook on the wreath form. So you're going to want to grab one of your cut in half pipe cleaners, and then you can do this a variety of ways. I've watched a ton of videos on it. I've never made one of these, but basically you could do all purple chunks, all blue chunks, all white chunks, or you can combine them. I think I'm going to combine them. So you just roll this into a little spring, essentially, and you're going to do that for each color, or depending on kind of whatever you decide to do. So then I'm rolling. They look like little, what are they? I don't eat them. Oh, taquitos, those little things with tortillas. That's what they look like. Then roll them up. So then you have 3. So then you're going to take the centers, put them together. So I did white, blue, purple. Then you're gonna take your pipe cleaner, wrap it around the center, and I'm not super worried that these pipe cleaners don't match. I'm trying to use stuff up from my house, and it's not a huge deal that because you won't see them because they're gonna kind of fluff this way, and I'm also gonna add a ton of embellishments later, so I'm not worried about it. That's what it's gonna look like. So it kind of looks like a little butterfly, but basically these are what you're gonna hook on your wreath. So now it's time to get making a ton of these. I think it's gonna be easier to have a pile of these and then hook them on instead of making them and then hooking them on. It seems like extra steps. So I'm gonna make some more of these and then we'll hook them to the wreath form. Okay, so I made a bajillion of these. So far I've done 1 roll of each color, so if you're doing this size, we'll see if it fits. I might have to cut some more, but I don't want to cut them all and then have so many left over. So this is an 18-inch wreath form that I got at the Dollar Tree. Their standard one, the smaller one, is 14 inches, so just for size comparison, you can honestly do this for either. But I figured since the truck sign was pretty big, I wanted a little more surface area. So you're gonna take these guys here and hook them onto the wreath form. So I'm gonna go with this middle section. So there's 4 pieces here, these middle 2. So literally you're gonna wrap the pipe cleaner around it, around that center part. And then on the back, let's see, just twist these guys on the back, the pipe cleaner. So then that way it is hooked to the wreath form. And then what I'm gonna do is slide it up to this intersection here. So then that way it's, as taut to there as I can get it. Actually, let's cooperate. There we go. And so that's what it looks like hooked onto the wreath, and we'll do some fluffing later, but that's how I'm gonna add them. So now I'm just gonna go to town, add them to the wreath, and see if 1 roll is enough for the 18-inch wreath form, or if we're going to need some more. Okay, so this is where I was able to get with the 3 rolls. So 1 white, 1 purple, 1 blue. It's pretty full and it made a pretty decent impact, but I still have this chunk. So gotta cut some more and then I'll be back to finish this. So I finished this. So this is 6 rolls. So 2 of each color. So 2 blue, 2 purple, 2 white on an 18-inch wreath form. So you know what I'm working with. So now I'm gonna do a little bit of fluffing and then we're gonna start adding embellishments so then we can finish this off. So I wanna hook this truck here to the corner of the sign and I'm trying to figure out how to get it so it's not gonna fall off. So I actually was gonna use jute twine, but I ran out of jute twine on another project, so no problem. I had these in my stash, and as I mentioned in previous videos, I'm trying to get rid of stuff. So we have room for baby stuff because I have just way too much craft stuff. So these are perfect because the purple and the white are already in the wreath. So I think for specifically this one, I'm gonna use white just so the purple doesn't stand out too much from the blue. So what I'm gonna do here, and you can do this with any type of thread, anything that you have here, especially because of the way that these are structured. So this bottom tire has a hole in it because I cut off the bottom sign. So I'm gonna put my ribbon in here, and then I'm just gonna tie it in a knot at the end. Okay, so that's a pretty big knot. I pull this through and it's gonna stay. So now I wanna get rid of that little tail end thing. Okay, so that's there. I want to give myself some slack, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this other tire, so then that way behind the wreath I can do kind of an X pattern, so then that way it's going to stay without it having to be glued down. The nice thing with that is you don't have to worry about your glue failing just because it's on mesh. If you want to switch out the stuff, it makes it not so permanent, which I also like. So then in case next year you're not feeling this theme, you can always tweak it. I do that with my Christmas wreaths all the time. Okay, so now I'm gonna cross these in the back, go ahead and tie them on the opposite side, and then we should be in business.
So this step is totally optional, but I thought the wreath was missing something, so I took a Dollar Tree plaque from their new craft section, stained it with dark walnut stain, which I'll link down below, and then I added this carrot patch decal that I made in Canva, which I will also link down below for you. It just really added that farmhouse piece to the sign, and I really was looking for something to anchor the whole thing together.
So now that this is set, I hooked my carrot patch sign up here. I've got my truck down here. I'm just gonna fill out the sides. I had some left over from last year, forgot about it, and bought some more this year, so I have a lot of these that I wanted to get through, and I thought this would be perfect around the outside.
My final step was to add 2 carrots directly to the sign with hot glue so that it tied everything together.
You guys, I love this wreath. Like, it is so out there from everything that I have in my house. It's very like pastel, whimsy, like very in your face holiday, but I just love it. I love it so much. Let me know down below if you've made these wreaths before. I know I'm so late to the party, but also be sure to tag me in your posts if you share stuff over on Instagram, Facebook, especially if it's on Instagram. I will reshare it to my stories because I love sharing with other people what you guys create. So as always, thank you so much for supporting my channel and for watching. If you're new, hit subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!